Before he was a millionaire, before he built a digital empire and inspired millions, before the private jets, the supercars, and the YouTube subscribers, Iman Gadzhi was just a kid from a small, broken home, a kid raised by a single mother, a kid growing up with more questions than answers. This isn't just another rags to riches tale. This is a story of grit, of rebellion, of obsession, of what happens when you stop waiting for permission and start building your own way out. So let's rewind the clock and go back to where it all started. Chapter 1, Humble Beginnings in Russia. Iman Gadzhi was born on January 3rd, 2000 in Dagestan, a tough, mountainous region in southern Russia, a place known for more conflict and chaos than comfort, a place where opportunity felt like a fantasy, where survival came before success. Iman's father left when he was just an infant. No visits, no calls, just a name, gone without explanation. His mother, she was the definition of resilient. She worked long hours and made hard choices. She was his rock. Even when the world around them was crumbling, money was always tight. There were no family vacations, no luxuries, just a daily grind of sacrifice and survival. Iman once said, "We didn't have much, but my mom gave me everything she could, her time, her strength, and her belief in me." Even then, something inside him was stirring, a promise quietly forming in the back of his mind. One day I'll repay her. One day I'll change everything. Let's go to chapter 2, moving to London. New country, same struggle. When Iman was about 4 years old, his mother took a leap of faith. She packed their lives into a few suitcases and moved to London. It wasn't easy. They didn't arrive to a warm, welcome, or comfortable life. They lived in a small, cramped apartment in a working class neighborhood. His mom took cleaning jobs, not glamorous ones, the kind people overlook. Office buildings, bathrooms, private homes, early mornings, late nights, 7 days a week. All for minimum wage, just enough to survive. Iman watched this day after day. He said, "There is nothing more humbling than seeing your mother scrub someone else's toilet while you sit at home wondering if this is all life will ever be." That experience shaped him. It hardened his will. It created a fire in him. He didn't want sympathy, he wanted freedom. Chapter 3, A Broken School System. As he got older, school was supposed to be his path to success, but to Iman, it felt like a cage. He clashed with teachers, he didn't see the point of memorizing poetry or solving equations. It all felt disconnected from real life. He wasn't failing because he was dumb, he was failing because he was different. While other kids were playing video games or preparing for tests, Iman was on YouTube learning about advertising, human psychology, and the science of influence. He would sneak into bookstores and read chapters from business books he couldn't afford. He obsessed over biographies of successful people, and he kept asking himself, why are we not being taught this in school? He began to see traditional education for what it was, a system built to produce obedient workers, not free thinkers. Chapter 4, his first hustle. A camera and a vision at 15. Iman picked up a second-hand camera, not to become a filmmaker, but because he saw an opportunity. He started photographing local football matches, selling the prints to parents. It was simple, but profitable. Then came gym photos, then promo videos for local businesses, then editing gigs for influencers. He started to realize it wasn't just about the content, it was about attention and how to monetize it. This wasn't just a side hustle, it was the beginning of something bigger. He didn't have a roadmap, but curiosity and hunger. Chapter 5, Dropping Out at 17. The ultimate bet at 17 years old, Iman made one of the biggest decisions of his life. He dropped out of school. To most people, it looked reckless. His teachers thought he was ruining his future, friends laughed, even his mom was hesitant. But deep down, Iman knew this system was never built for someone like me. He'd already been running his freelance work like a business. He was making real money, learning real skills, and getting real world experience, something no textbooks could ever teach. He launched IAG Media, his digital marketing agency. Just him, a laptop, and a dream. He cold called gyms, chiropractors, small businesses. Most said no, some hung up, but he kept going. The rejections didn't stop him. They trained him, in fact. Chapter 6, Scaling the Agency. A young CEO emerges by 18. Iman landed his first big client, a 5-figure deal. It was a validation he needed. He didn't blow the money on clothes or cars. He reinvested everything. He hired mentors, joined masterminds, bought online courses, learned from the best marketers and sales experts on the planet. He studied copywriting, funnels, conversion optimization, and personal branding. His agency grew fast, bringing in clients from fitness, real estate, and e-commerce. And results spoke louder than age. He went from being ignored to being respected, from getting ghosted to getting referrals. And by the time he turned 19, he had made more money than most people make in a decade. Chapter 7, Giving Back. Education Reimagined success didn't make him forget where he came from. In fact, it made his mission even clearer. In 2019, Iman launched GrowYourAgency.com, a platform teaching others how to build their own agencies, just like he did. But that wasn't enough. He wanted to disrupt education on a global level, so he founded Educate, a nonprofit dedicated to building schools in underserved countries. A percentage of all his business profits go directly into creating classrooms, curriculums, and opportunities for kids who, like him, felt forgotten by the system. He once said, "I didn't just want to make money. I wanted to give people a map, especially the ones who never had one." Chapter 8, The Mindset Behind It All. So what separated Iman Gadzhi from every other struggling teen? It wasn't luck, it wasn't connections, it was mindset. Here are the 5 things that drove him. 1. Pain is power. His struggles became his motivation. 2. Extreme ownership. He didn't wait for help, he made it happen. 3. Relentless work ethic. While others partied, he executed. 4. Obsession with learning. He didn't just read books, he devoured them. 5. Discipline, fitness, focus, financial literacy. Every day was intentional. He famously said, "There is no plan B. Either I win or I win." Chapter 9. Lessons from Iman's upbringing. Iman Gadzhi's story isn't about chance, it's about choice. He could have used his childhood as an excuse. He could have stayed stuck, blamed the system, waited for opportunity. But he didn't. He made bold decisions, he thought differently. He acted when others hesitated, and he stayed committed to a vision only he could see. Today, he's a multimillionaire, a content creator and an entrepreneur, an educator, a mentor to millions. But if you ask him what matters most, he'll say, "I retired my mom at 18. That was always the goal." That little boy who watched his mother clean toilets, he kept his promise. From Dagestan to London, from poverty to profit, from school dropout to CEO, Iman Gadzhi's story proves one thing. You don't need permission, you don't need credentials, you don't need the system to say yes. All you need is vision, discipline, and the guts to bet on yourself. So now let me ask you, what's stopping you? Thanks for watching, everyone. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, comment down below your favorite part, and hope you all have a blessed day.